All right, guys, so I had a lot of stuff go on, personal stuff, so I haven't been posting a lot of videos. Wife had surgery about 6 weeks ago. She's had a little bit of complications since then. She's good now. She's on a road. She went back to the doctor. They did a checkup and everything, and found out she's got something there, but gave her some more medicine to get that taken care of. I don't want to get into all the specifics on that. During this time, the greatest man I've ever known has passed away. My dad. Sorry. So I have a hard time talking about stuff without getting choked up. So you're just gonna have to bear with me. So anyway, I lost my dad. He fought for a while. His body pretty much just gave out, and him and my mom have been together over 60 years. So it's going to be a serious transition. That's going to be it's a game changer. So anyway, I got a lot of stuff to do, and my dad has had a 1982 Chevy short wide pickup, square body. He bought it brand new. I was with him when he brought it home. My brother Don, we rode with him back home in that truck. He's had it all these years. I want to say it was about 20-ish years ago, him and my mom restored the truck. My mom painted the truck. I learned to paint from my mom, in case nobody's followed some of my really early on videos. So anyway, took it to car shows and stuff and showed it, and he's got a whole bunch of trophies at his house, like a whole bunch of trophies for this truck. And anyway, the last, I don't know, couple of years, it just hasn't gotten driven much. It needs a lot of work. Not a lot of work, I shouldn't say that. The gas in the tanks from setting, it's tarnished, it's brown. So I may have to drain the tanks. It's a dual tank truck, but I only need one tank we're basically wanting to take the truck to the service. His celebration of life. I want to take the truck there for that. So I've got to get on this and get it done, and I am completely amazed. He was a man of God, and the weather is 70 degrees all week, sunny, because I'll have to work on it in my driveway. So that's awesome. But anyway, I've got the battery sitting down here. I brought it home last night and put it on a charger. He put it in there. It's brand new, but it was dead. EverStart, I think, is Walmart. But anyway, this is, I'm just trying to figure it out as I go type of thing. But anyway, when I get down there here in a minute, I'll do a walk around to the truck and show you guys that. He did will the truck to me, so it's going to be my truck. I took my driver's test in that truck, and I've always wanted that truck. And he had asked me at one point, what of his, out of anything, do I want the most? And it was the truck. I've put several engines in it through the years, but so with this comes another decision I have to make. So I have my square body, which is an 87 GMC. That was my father-in-law's, and I bought that, I think it was about a year or something like that. I really can't remember, before he passed away. And he had that truck since, I believe, 1990 something. So it wasn't very old when he had it. Now he didn't have a garage or a carport or anything to put the truck in, so that's why the paint's completely beat up on it. Now, anyway, I bought the truck fair and square, and the title's in my name and everything. But I want to give that truck back to the family because I have my dad's truck. I want these square bodies to stay in the family. So that's, when you're car people, that's what you do. So anyway, I've done a bunch of work to this truck. It doesn't look good, but mechanically it's pretty great, you know. I mean, it needs a paint job. It's got some, you know, rust along the rockers and that stuff down there. The bed is the worst. It's really bad on the other side up here, and then that back there is rusty. It's just kind of a square body thing. And I've had a few square bodies through the years. This is just an all original old truck. It's throttle body fuel injected 305, and even the clock works. So anyway, you know, it's showing its age. The carpet, he had the seat done and the headliner done I don't know how many years ago, but it, you know, it needs like a dash pad, new chrome vents, and probably some more decent floor mats than them old cheapies. But anyway, it's all original, and my father-in-law was a stickler for all original. So I have somebody in mind on my wife's side of the family that I want that truck to go to. So I've kind of already told him about this, but you know, I didn't expect it to be this soon. But I cannot afford another tag and another insurance and that another car, you know, a vehicle, because I have so many now. You got to think about that. All these cars that you get, there's maintenance, there's tires, there's licensing, there's insurance. I mean, batteries, you know, and if they're not used and they just set, they deteriorate very quickly. But anyway, I have rambled on enough. I need to get down there to my mom's. So, you know, friends and family have been coming and bringing stuff, and we're very thankful for that. But anyway, I am heartbroken, man. All right, so here is his truck. It's been, you can tell by the dust from sitting on this carport. Tires are pretty low. These tires are really, really old. They still look new, but they're really, really old. They'll have to be replaced. Anyway, I brought the battery down. I got it charged. I need to hook up the cables, and this truck's always been really hard to start. Like, to me, it has a quatter jet on it. This is a Goodwrench 350 that I put in here, and anyway, it's got a quatter jet on it, and this thing, if you don't drive it after a couple of days, you have to pump the fire out of it, like excessively pump the throttle to get it to start. And I took the quatter jet, put a kit in it, because I assumed the accelerator pump was probably dried out, you know, and it just wasn't getting fuel. But anyway, it didn't fix it. It still had the same problem. And then put a fuel pump on it, and it still does it. So I'm not 100% what's causing that to have to be pumped like 30 times before it starts. The well plugs on the bottom of that quatter jet, I epoxied them. So it's, you know, usually those you have to put epoxy on them to keep the fuel from draining back into the intake. Here is what I think might be wrong, and I'm not 100%. This is just what I think. I think probably the rubber hose sections on top of the sender, fuel sender on the tank, where they hook from the sender to the metal line on the frame rail, I think those lines are probably cracked and it's sucking air. I don't know that, but that's my assumption that's going on. Usually when it comes to an old carbureted vehicle, I don't ever have a problem diagnosing and fixing something. but I've kind of done everything else there is. All the hoses up here at the fuel pump, these are all, the rubber parts have been replaced, so it's definitely not up here. But the tanks have never been out of this truck. So most likely those hoses from 1981, probably the truck was built in 81, I'm assuming, but it's an 82, that many decades under its belt, they're gonna be cracked and rotten. So that's probably what is gonna have to be done. Now I could probably put an electric fuel pump on it and be fine, but it does not leak fuel. Like, it doesn't leak fuel. You don't smell any fuel when you walk past the truck, but it might have just enough to where it's, you know, maybe getting some air and not enough fuel. So I'm gonna have to actually put fuel in the carburetor. I'm probably gonna go ahead and fill the bowl of the quarter jet before I even try to start it, because I don't want to kill that battery right away. So anyway, this is it. He bought this truck brand new, and he's had it all these years, and I watched it go from brand new shiny to, because we didn't have a garage or carport for years, and I watched it go to a faded, surface rusted, you know, mess, and it got really, really bad, and then they redone it, and my mom painted it, and it ended up getting a couple little dings up here or something and some scratches on the door, and they took it to a collision shop, and this is single stage acrylic enamel on this truck, and my dad didn't have a code. They had some acrylic enamel reds that they mixed together in a bucket, and that's what they used to paint the truck with, and there wasn't anything left over. But anyway, there was no paint code, so the guy did the best he could to match the paint, so he resprayed the whole fender and the whole door. But when the truck is polished and cleaned up, when you have it in the sun, the door and the fender does not match, and it bugged my dad so bad, so he didn't show it anymore after that. So that's, you know, really, I mean, it's got some, you know, it was painted early 2000s, I think is when that was, so it's got chips that he's touched up, and you know, it's just got some stuff. As you can see, there's scrapes down it. He was parking it for a while over there, and there was some brush or bushes over here, and I think that's what caused a lot of it. But anyway, they had told me that there's people constantly stopping here asking if this truck's for sale, so I need to get, and it's because it's dirty and the tires are low. Everybody, it looks like it doesn't run. So, you know, usually when a car guy sees a vehicle in somebody's driveway and it doesn't look like it runs, you're gonna inquire about it, you know what I mean? But anyway, I need to do a mega detail on this. I'm gonna have to buff it, but I gotta get it running first because I want it to look the best it can be for his celebration of life. So anyway, I'll show you the interior here. So they had the upholstery place, upholster the door panels and stuff in it. And this is a Scottsdale. It was a Scottsdale when he bought it. When he bought it, it had a rubber floor mat in it and a vinyl seat. And when his seat finally wore out, he got another seat and had it redone and all that. But it does have a headliner in it because I don't think originally it had one. But something's up with the radio. I think the radio quit. It's a factory cassette. And he had taken the knobs off. I think he was going to take the radio out and replace it. He just never made it that far. But anyway, it'll clean up. It'll clean up pretty nice, you know what I mean? So I love this truck. Absolutely love this truck. We when I was a kid, my mom and dad had a restaurant down at Grand Lake, and we would go all the time, drive to Tulsa to get supplies at Sam's, like, you know, paper towels, toilet paper, stuff like that, you know, stuff you can use in a restaurant because you get it in bulk. And I have many hours of seat time in this truck from when I was a kid. So we always went once a month during the Tulsa trips to restock the restaurant. We'd go to restaurant supplies and get stuff as well in it. But once a month on one of those trips to go get stuff as well, he had a barber that he used for years named Robert. And he had told me he had he's passed away now, but we always went once a month to get our haircuts in Tulsa from Robert. So this truck's all I've known since I was 10 years old, man. It was always there. So I'd got him this tube grill probably, golly, back in 1999, 2000, somewhere in there. And I gave it to him for Christmas and he put it in there. And I don't know that he probably liked that over the stock grill. He just probably put it in because I got it for him. I have the 82 grill for this, and I may put that in at one point down the road. I don't know, but it looks like it'll clean up though, so it may just stay there. But anyway, me and him went to a swap meet several years back, and we ended up getting this air cleaner for $5, and he sanded it down and spray painted it and put it on there. So he had bought a new duct here, and it seems like the factory air cleaner didn't match up with this duct that he had bought, so, and he couldn't find the actual hose for his original air cleaner, which I think is still in the garage. So we ended up finding that one because it fit his hose, and it was only $5, so it was just a good swap. I think his air filter went right in there and everything. So anyway, this is what I'm up against here. It'll clean up, you know what I mean? It'll clean up, but the tires is what worries me. So I may swap the wheels from my truck to this truck, but I'll have to paint my wheels because they're crap. I really just need to check these tires out because I'm worried about them being so old. I don't want the tread to come off of it on the highway and, you know, cause an accident or, you know, hurt the truck or somebody else. So I worry about stuff like that. I'll look at the date on this, and I don't know how to decipher the dates. I'll have to get on the internet and look, but I'm sure one of you guys will see that. I can't even find that. Oh, here we go. This looks like 10/7/1. What is that? There's some stuff in. I don't have my. Oh, I got my glasses on. They're on top of my head. No, that is not. I don't know where the date is on these guys, and this may be it. I just don't know. I don't see any big, heavy, deep cracks in them or anything, but I mean, look at the tread on that. Still really, really good, but and you know, they may be okay, but I wish I could find a date. So I don't see it. That's amazing. Do they put it on one side only, or do they put it on both sides? Every time I fix up a car, I usually get brand new tires right off the bat, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna get to it. I installed this for him. I worked at a truck accessory place. I did a lot of lift kits and all kinds of stuff, bed covers and camper shells. I did all kinds of stuff for a few years, and he brought the truck down there and we installed this. That was a really nice setup there. But anyway, that's the truck. I can't really get to the other side because it's so far over. They would, you'd always climb through, slide over to get in it, because you can see how close it is. But I couldn't tell you how long it's been since he drove this. It's probably been in midsummer, I'm estimating, because he did stop at my house in it. I was outside working on Steve's car, and he stopped by, and the hood was popped up. And I was like, hey, your hood's popped up. Don't take that thing down the highway. And he goes, oh no, I'm just driving it around the housing addition. So anyway, guys, I got some work to do, man. More videos to come.